Hello friends, let's start by welcoming you all to the Basic Science for Mankind channel. You know, your heart actually beats over 100,000 times a day. I mean, just think about that for a second. That is a truly unbelievable amount of work for one single organ. Today, we're going to unpack something that affects that vital engine and honestly millions of us globally. We're talking about cardiovascular disease. We're going to break down exactly what it is, why it happens, and most importantly, the practical steps you can take to protect yourself for the long haul. So let's jump right in.
So what exactly is cardiovascular disease, or CVD for short? Well, at its core, it's basically a group of disorders that affect your heart and your blood vessels. Try thinking of your body like a bustling city. Your heart is the central power station, right? And the blood vessels are this massive, interconnected highway system delivering energy to every single neighborhood. When there's a traffic jam or some severe infrastructure damage anywhere in the system, that is cardiovascular disease. It's actually one of the leading causes of death worldwide. And the scary part is, it can silently impact your body's engine way before you even realize there's a problem.
Okay, let's dive into this. Cardiovascular disease isn't just one single illness. It's more of a broad umbrella. Underneath it, you've got coronary artery disease, which is where the heart's own blood supply gets choked off, and that's what can ultimately lead to heart attacks. But it also covers strokes, which affect those vital highways leading straight up to your brain. Then we have things like heart failure, high blood pressure, peripheral artery disease, and an irregular heartbeat. Now these might all sound like totally different things, but they share the exact same root problem. It's a compromised vascular system that interrupts the smooth flow of blood your body absolutely needs to survive. Now, I want you to take just a quick second and ask yourself, why is this such a widespread issue? Like, why is this a leading cause of death globally? Well, think about your own daily routine for a moment. How much time do you spend sitting at a desk or chilling on a couch? What did you have for lunch today? And honestly, how much stress are you carrying right now? The answers to those questions actually hold the key to why this disease is so incredibly common. Because our modern lives are practically built in a way that challenges our heart health every single day. When we look at the data, especially in places like Europe, the main culprits are deeply tied to our modern lifestyles. Sure, we have an aging population, but we also have a seriously sedentary lifestyle. We just sit way more than our bodies were designed to. Combine that lack of movement with highly processed foods, smoking, and maybe a bit too much alcohol, and on top of all that, the chronic stress from our fast-paced world, that's not just in your head. It physically floods your body with cortisol, cranks up inflammation, and literally creates the perfect storm for severe heart issues to take root. But hey, it's not just about lifestyle choices. The underlying medical and genetic factors are absolutely critical here. Conditions like high cholesterol and diabetes, they actually change the chemistry of your blood. They make it thicker, stickier, and way more likely to damage the delicate inner walls of your blood vessels. Add in high blood pressure, which acts like this intense physical force pounding on those internal pipes, and your overall risk just skyrockets. And of course, having a family history of heart disease, along with the natural process of getting older, play huge roles that you and your doctor need to keep a close eye on. Being able to spot the warning signs early can literally save a life. You should always be on the lookout for chest pain or pressure, unexplained shortness of breath, a really deep lingering fatigue, or sudden dizziness. Swelling in your legs or feet and an irregular heartbeat are also massive red flags that your internal pump is struggling to keep up. Oh, and please remember this one. Sudden weakness or numbness, especially on just one side of your body or face, is an incredibly important sign to watch out for, because it's a major warning indicator of an impending stroke. It is our sincere wish that you benefit from this. We really want to empower you with this knowledge. Because look, I know these warning signs and global statistics can sound super scary and overwhelming at first, but the truly great news here is that cardiovascular disease is largely preventable and highly manageable. You are not powerless in this situation, not at all. By understanding how the disease works, we can effectively fight back. So let's shift gears for a minute and look closely at the most effective solutions. If someone does get diagnosed, medical treatments usually fall into a couple of main buckets. Doctors might prescribe medications like blood thinners or cholesterol-lowering statins just to ease the heavy burden on your cardiovascular system. In more severe cases, it gets a bit more mechanical. Procedures like angioplasty and stents act almost like tiny internal scaffolding to physically prop open a blocked artery. Or bypass surgery literally builds a brand new detour around a severe blockage so your blood can flow freely again. And for electrical issues, a pacemaker might be implanted to perfectly time and regulate your heart's rhythm. And this brings us to the very foundation of prevention, your everyday diet. You want to heavily stock up on those heart-healthy heroes. We're talking about packing your meals with plenty of fruits, veggies, whole grains, fish, nuts, and healthy olive oil. On the flip side, you really need to crowd out the villains. Try your best to drastically cut down on highly processed foods, excess salt, which totally forces your blood pressure to spike, trans fats, and those sugary drinks. Making these simple, mindful swaps on your plate gives you a massive return on investment for the long-term health and resilience of your heart.
All right, now let's talk about the number 150. What's the big deal with 150? Well, it represents 150 minutes of moderate exercise per week. That is your golden target. Now, I know that might sound like a lot at first glance, but if you actually break it down, it's barely more than 20 minutes a day. Whether it's taking a brisk walk, cycling around your neighborhood, going for a swim, or just a light jog, getting your body moving for a little over 20 minutes a day is one of the absolute most powerful, proven steps you can take to protect yourself.
Beyond just diet and exercise, your other daily habits really round out your natural defense system. Honestly, quitting smoking is arguably the single best thing you can do to let your blood vessels heal and get their elasticity back. You'll also want to maintain a healthy body weight, proactively manage your daily stress with things like mindfulness or a fun hobby, limit your alcohol intake, and please, prioritize getting enough high-quality sleep every single night. Never forget that your vascular system heals, repairs, and regenerates itself while you rest. Good sleep is literal cardiovascular medicine.
We also need to be intensely proactive. A lot of countries are now really pushing preventive healthcare and regular screening programs, and you should absolutely take advantage of them. Regular health monitoring is just essential. That means scheduling routine checkups to check your blood pressure, get comprehensive cholesterol testing, and monitor your blood sugar. You know the saying, you can't fix what you don't track. Knowing your baseline numbers gives you this tremendous power to catch any negative trends early, way before they ever have the chance to turn into a real emergency.
Now, as we look at all these natural preventative steps, I do want to share an important reminder. On our channel, we advise on how to solve various problems in a natural way. Before following our advice, you should watch explainers from more sources and learn more from experts, then follow our advice. Your health is absolutely your most valuable asset, so always make sure you're working in a close, informed partnership with a trusted medical professional.
So, I'm going to leave you with this final, provocative thought. What is one heart-healthy change you will make today? Are you going to take a brisk 20-minute walk tonight? Maybe swap out that sugary soda for a nice, refreshing glass of water? The power to protect your heart is entirely in your hands. Subscribe to our channel and press the bell icon to get new explainers. Thank you all for being with us.